Sound the ceremonial horns, slaughter the firstborn children. It is only a matter of time until the X-Men follow Spider-Man into the MCU. Great for massive nerds like me and you, but a logistical nightmare for Marvel. Do they reboot the whole thing? How can their sudden arrival in the MCU be explained? What else does it mean for Phase 3 and beyond? Well, there are a great many options, and I know a thing or two about shoehorning a load of new characters into a beloved franchise, so yeah. I'm What Culture's Adam Cleary, and this is how Marvel should bring the X-Men into the MCU. Number 9. Avengers 4 establishes the Marvel Multiverse. Given the likelihood that Thanos will cause some catastrophic damage to Earth by the end of Avengers 4, and Doctor Strange may have to use the Eye of Agamotto to set things right, this could easily result in a portal being created between universes, allowing the X-Men to join this world. Sure, Avengers 4 has wrapped shooting, but it wouldn't be difficult to shoot an extra post-credit scene before release, which would more blatantly hint at the existence of the X-Men in another universe. Introducing a multiverse just really feels like the next big ambitious step in expanding the franchise's scope. Number 8. Fox's X-Men universe ends with a mutant extinction. Though it's entirely possible that Fox's existing X-Men universe may just quietly go away in a few years, it'd be much cooler if Disney capitalized on their new acquisition by giving it a concrete ending. It'd make a lot of sense for Disney to commission one final X-Men movie in this continuity, in which Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix powers result in a cataclysmic extinction event. Yes, it would be depressing, but it would also be an emphatic way to draw a line between the old Fox X-Men and the new MCU version, and would make sure audiences aren't left too confused about the continuity. Number 7. X-Men gets a full MCU reboot. Considering that the likes of Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, and especially Jennifer Lawrence are becoming increasingly less relevant in the core X-Men franchise, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is no more, it's probably tidier to just start again and recast from scratch. It's a shame for the more intriguing young cast members like Alexandra Shipp and Ty Sheridan, but a clean break means Disney can lose the baggage. To stop the MCU waters being too muddied, simply recast everyone aside from Deadpool. If we lose Ryan Reynolds now, I'm throwing hands, and basically give the X-Men the Spider-Man treatment. Number 6. Mutants make an MCU debut. Considering how little the MCU movies to date have actively engaged with the general public's response to, superheroes being real, the arrival of mutants provides a perfect opportunity to revisit how the X-Men would be received by people at large. While it would need to avoid just raking over the same ideas as the earlier X-Men films, there's definitely some wiggle room here to reimagine that concept, especially in light of more contemporary politics. Now, it wouldn't need to be the core focus of any MCU X-Men movies as it was earlier in the Singer films, but at least a few scenes cementing their place in this world would be very much welcome. Number 5. Avengers vs. X-Men. When you think of the X-Men joining the MCU, there's one eventuality just about every comic book fan will immediately consider and, well, salivate at the very prospect of. The Avengers versus the X-Men. And Disney would make a f***ing fortune. If the X-Men do arrive through some sort of dimension-tearing event, then it wouldn't be at all surprising that the Avengers would be wary of them, especially after, just beating Thanos. Though the writing would need some real nuance to stop the conflict from feeling overly contrived, the blockbuster appeal of Wolverine squaring off against Iron Man or Captain America really speaks for itself. Number 4. X-Men spin-off movies in Phase 4. While there's no urgency to give Wolverine more solo films, it'd be great for the likes of Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Mystique or Nightcrawler to get their own films. And given that Phase 4 will almost certainly have at least 10 movies, there's definitely room for at least 3 X-Men spin-offs to make the cut. Seeing how fantastically the MCU has handled introductions for tricky characters like Thor, the Guardians of the Galaxy or Doctor Strange, they've got every hope of giving these legendary X-Men the solo adventures they've long been deserving of. Number 3. Avengers 5 is the ultimate MCU event. Assuming that an Avengers vs. X-Men movie happens and is a big hit, then MCU Phase 4 has one logical endpoint. A 5th Avengers film where the X-Men join the group for a mega battle against a new antagonist. If the film can cram all these superheroes into the mix without feeling too cluttered, and admittedly, that is an if so big you can see it from space, seeing the X-Men as part of the Avengers against a seemingly unstoppable alien force could basically be the ultimate superhero movie. Number 2, if all else fails, Deadpool. Though it would be extremely foolish for Disney to gimp Deadpool's R-rated appeal and make him a starring character in a PG-13 movie, he could certainly be used in cameo form to paper over any continuity issues. Introducing blatantly meta elements into the MCU is definitely risky, but Deadpool showing up, making a crack about this being PG-13 land, and explaining away any logical issues with the X-Men could actually be pretty bloody funny. And, you know, it's not like continuity issues have been that much of an issue for X-Men movies in the past. Timelines. Number 1, Disney creates an R-rated alternate MCU. One of the more pressing concerns about Disney's planned acquisition of Fox is what it'll mean for their R-rated superhero properties like Deadpool. Considering that Disney prefers, at most, PG-13 films, it makes a lot of sense to create a spin-off label for a more adult MCU where these films can be released without harming their precious image. With Disney already showing they're willing to go here with Marvel's Netflix shows being decidedly more adult than the MCU films, there's already a precedent set. Nobody wants to see a censored Deadpool again, but having an Avenger or two playing a supporting part in a Deadpool sequel could actually be pretty damn awesome. So, how do you want to see the X-Men join the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Shout it out in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I've been Adam from What Culture, and I'll see you soon. Hello there, you've made it all the way to the end of the video, and as part of my designated 18 hours of community service, I'm here to tell you that we have a number of other channels available for you to subscribe to, as well as other slightly, possibly not related videos for you to watch. So please do one of the things to my left or right, otherwise I have to pick up leaves on the roadside.